welcome back to Conversations with
Chris
and Crystal, and we were discussing
clutter in your life.
yeah, and the stress that it creates. We wanted to talk about taking care of stress in your life, and I literally, and I think I said this before, but we can put it into this one. I was at church during a time where everybody sits in the quiet and prays and thanks God and talks to God and listens to hear from God. And again, you can hear it audibly in your head, or you can find it in the Bible. You can the Word will speak to you when you're looking for answers for something. And I don't think I was even looking for answers. I wasn't asking a question.
But God gave her an answer.
Oh yeah, and it was so cute because my girlfriend said, "Did you hear from God? This morning when we were in the prayer." And I said, "Yeah, I have these 2 rooms at home." And she's like, "No, I wasn't talking about that. Did you hear from God?" I don't know if it's, "Oh ye of little faith, let me tell you." I don't know what she expected me to say, but I said, "No, God told me you have these 2 rooms that are totally cluttered, and you need to clean those up now. You need to get your house in order."
I always hate it when people interrupt you. It's
Isn't
like,
that cute?
Wait till I've said what I'm saying first, and then you can comment.
Well, and that's part of that literal hearing from God. You can see God speak to you from a billboard.
Yeah.
If you've got a thing in your head that's going
That's
on.
always fun, too, because it's like, God, what is the answer? Come to me. Or,
yeah, I know. It's like, what? Who is that? Or music-wise, you'll hear a song, and there'll be a line in there about, save your heart for me, or whatever it is in the song, and you're like, oh, and you can ask God to do that.
It always makes me smile and really lifts my spirit when he talks that way, because it's like, oh, you're so wonderful.
It's so literal. Yeah, it's so
cool.
literal, but you've got to be paying attention. You have to be listening, and you have to be watching and reading and thinking about it. And you can ask him. My favorite is to turn on the 50 station of music and say, "God, speak to me through this music." And there are very specific songs that will come on, and you're like, "Oh, wow, that's God singing to me. That's God talking to me." And so that's where this came in with these rooms. And we took a picture of the room, one of the rooms, not the other.
We're not ready for that yet.
Yeah, we're not ready for that. Actually, it's been a bunch of returns. We were talking about this.
We're going to show you a picture of that too here.
Yeah. Yeah, and yes, that I've got way too much stuff hanging around, and I've been kind of exhausted. I'm drained, whatever, and I just don't do it.
Yeah, clutter, it's like visual noise, and it can drain you, and it
and
brings
cause
you
stress
down,
and depression.
weighs you down.
Yeah, and depression. And so if you're trying to move forward, in fact, a girlfriend of mine keeps saying, "What is my purpose? What is my purpose?" Well, your purpose, as far as God is concerned, is to wake up every day and say, "God, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
Who can I touch today? Whose life can I affect for you?
How can I serve you today?"
Yes, how can I serve you today? And if you're married, it's, another rule of thumb is, what can I do for that person today? And hopefully the other one is reciprocating. That's what they need to understand, the reciprocation process of this. But what can I do for them today? And so that's that process of listening to God. That's your purpose. You may not be preaching, you may not be a missionary, you may not, whatever it is you think a purpose is.
Not everyone is called to that.
Yeah, there's so many different ways. There's lives that you touch at the grocery store. Everywhere that you go, you will touch lives. And so that is, if that isn't a purpose, I don't know what is. So you want to continue in that venue, and as you are obedient to that mission of touching everybody in your life and your world, then things start to pop, things start to happen, and other opportunities will arise where God needs you to be doing something here or there or whatever. But until you obey, as a Christian, he really can't ask you to do anything else because you're already having problems with that one.
Yeah.
So let's get past that and move on to the next.
It's funny too because I found that the older I've gotten, well, I hesitate to say smarter, but the more wisdom God has given me about Him and being a Christian, and it amazes me. It makes me think back and go, "Oh, I wish I had this when I was."
I know. I wish I had known this before. Yes. Times, they are changing. We are becoming more enlightened. We are, looking for it. We have more resources available, ways to get online and, learn all about the Bible, and it pulls it apart for us in the Greek and the Hebrew and does all that. And, before we had tons of books that we had to buy to
and then you never
research.
Get around to reading them.
I know, and pulling that out, and where's the one on that? I mean, what they were like this thick,
Yeah, and you couldn't hit a button and search. You have to search.
Yeah, you'd have to literally search. I crushed flowers in mine, actually. Press flower press in between because those books were so big.
Oh, I know. It's where the nasturtium is.
I know. I saw it.
Let's find the zinnia.
That's it. So the pastor at church said one day, because she had a prophecy, and she said, "How many of you have a closet at home that you need to clean?" About 5 people raised their hands. I did not raise my hand because I wasn't sure I was hearing that, but okay. But I think I was hearing that. Yes, yeah, she did share that, and so she said, "God is saying you need to clean that closet now. You need to get that done." I still haven't done it as of this date. I did pull some clothes out this morning. Literally, honestly, I don't know if any of you in the decluttering world ever look at a spot with tons of things on it, and do you think to yourself ever, and actually I think I'm one of the weirder people, I don't think anybody does think this, but if you just put your hand up and slide everything off of that shelf or off of that table or whatever it is, and throw it in a box and throw it away, you'd be okay. You'd survive. Does that ever happen to you?
No, because I overthink things too much. If I wasn't thinking about it, I could just do that. But I overthink things like, but what if that one special thing is in there? That one thing that I really want to keep. And then I spend like 4 or 5 hours sorting through all of it, and I end up getting rid of most of it.
Yeah, see, that's why I can't have my husband help me, because I think my little brother has gotten in my head, because he always says, if in doubt, throw it out. And I mean, it's like that. If in doubt, throw it out. The minute you look at something and go, well, I really don't need that. Yeah, it's gone.
Well, yeah.
It's gone now. Yeah,
I can do that.
But it has to be fast.
I also
the faster
feel
you do, the better.
Because I think once upon a time I prayed for help with stuff like that, and God's like, okay, so I'm going to change your mind about this.
That's it. Change your mind.
I really like this. And then God comes in and goes, yeah, but you take a picture of it, and then you can get rid of the thing.
Yeah, I've done that. I've taken pictures of things, that I just thought maybe. Have you ever looked at it again?
No.
Isn't that amazing? Well, my other favorite story is the time that my husband opened up 2 big cupboard doors, and he said, "Do we ever use any of this stuff up here?" Now, I used to sell Tupperware, so it was all Tupperware, give or take a few pieces. And so I literally did the thing. I just went across, threw it in a bag, went across the next shelf, threw it in a bag. And he didn't
tell you to do that.
No, he didn't tell me not to.
Yeah. Well.
He went and got the bags. And he was standing there ready to catch everything. And so then 2 or 3 months later was Thanksgiving, and he said, so we had these leftovers. He goes, "So what are we going to put these in?" I said, "Well, at one time we did have things that we could put them in. Obviously you can use tin foil, you can use wax paper, you can
Ziploc baggies.
Yeah, there's plenty of other ways to take care of that kind of clutter.
And I'm sure you had a few storage things, right?
No.
Oh, no?
You got rid of all? I got rid of everything.
See, I keep I have 3. Because I'm like, that's all I should ever need.
Yeah.
Being by myself.
Yeah,
so,
true. I have some bigger ones, I think, that I kept. I don't know why. I think they were in another cupboard. I think
you missed that one.
They missed that cupboard there. That big one, yeah.
They're all...
Yeah. There's a couple things that we can use. But that really was And that's expensive. Again, that's another reason why we keep things. We paid so much money for something, and that is not a reason to keep it.
Yeah, because if you don't use it,
it doesn't.
It doesn't
make any
matter
sense.
how much you pay for it.
Yeah, it really doesn't. And the other problem is too. My girlfriend brought up her daughter, a gal in her 30s, is actually, I think, is pretty smart. She says instead of buying more stuff, she's saving her money to travel instead of buying stuff, which is a good way to look at it.
Yeah, you have to have your priorities in place.
You really do.
What is most important to you
Yeah.
is what you need to decide first and foremost.
My mother, you know, and some people, it's about, you know, he who dies with the most stuff wins, you know, and it's like,
some
but
people,
you don't get to take it with you.
Well, there's a lot you don't get to take with you, but some people, the experience is more important to them. You know, I'll have these memories forever, whatever. Some people, it's like, I want this item here to remind me of whatever.
Yeah.
So, but you know, just, okay, here's an example. When I was with my ex, he used to get t-shirts from everything. Oh, I got a t-shirt from every concert that I went to and every place that I've been and this and that. Well, that takes up a lot of space. I collected pins, little tag pins, and they're just 2 little bulletin boards I have.
With the tag pins on them. Yeah.
You know, that doesn't take up a lot of space. Yeah. And I've gotten rid of some too.
Yeah.
I used to collect pins like, oh, that's cute, and that's cute, you know, and now I'm just kind of like, I don't care.
Yeah, I've gotten magnets from places that I've gone, and I've actually, you know, had them on the refrigerator and eventually cleared all those out too and got rid of them because it's so much clutter.
Yeah.
And for what? You know, it just, I mean, literally, I know. I mean, you could, and I wonder if people, aside from photos and things, people who have ever had a fire in their house and lost everything, they obviously recover. They obviously survive without all that stuff.
Yeah. There have been times I've almost fantasized about, if my house burned down, what would I miss?
Yeah.
You know, but then it's like, I don't want that to happen either because I have the cats. And
You
that
don't want that to happen to
horrible.
the cats. Yeah, no, that's it. So we'll delete that thought right now.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
It's just, you know.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do it. But the point is that you could get rid of everything, and what would you really miss? Yeah, you know, it'd be less stuff in your life.
And that's another thing.
Easier to clean.
People who've survived house fires have said, "Oh, I grabbed my jewelry box. I wish I had grabbed the photo album instead."
Yes.
Because jewelry can be replaced.
Yeah.
But that's another weird thing that I've always had. Like, well, what am I? I've kind of like prepared for disaster for most of my life, and I don't know why. So like I've got, where am I going to put these things so it's easy to grab on my way out in a disaster? And I don't know why I've done
Well, they have fireproof boxes.
I had one,
yeah,
and it got stolen. So I don't believe in fireproof boxes anymore because that had all of my most treasured possessions. But that's another thing that's in a way good because once you lose the things that matter the most to you, you don't have a problem letting go of anything else.
Yeah, you really don't. Yeah, it's a mindset.
Things.
It is a mindset. Yeah, it is all stuff. You got to clean it. Yeah. You know, there are probably some people going, no, I don't, because I have somebody to clean for me.
Well, you may not be in that position forever.
You know, I was a professional organizer. I belonged to NAPO, National Association of Professional Organizers. I used to organize other people. The shoemaker's kid has no shoes. You know, that's typically, it's hard to do for oneself. And yet, when I look at it, I go, I know exactly what to do. I'm just not doing it. And so I knew if I put a timer on for 30 minutes and I said, I'm going to focus on this for 30 minutes. And I actually got a lot of stuff ready to return. That was some of the piles that I had, was returning items that I had purchased online that didn't work out or I didn't need.
All right. So I think that's going to do it for today's dissertation on decluttering.
Yes.
Decluttering dissertation. I like that.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that works.
But thanks for watching.
Yes.
And always remember,
take care of yourself because nobody else will. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.